I've done this intro like 7 times. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute. It's been like 6 months, I think, since I've posted an actual video. But I've been very distracted. I want to say I've been distracted by him, but I just got him this week and he's only a month old. His name is Crash. He's the newest member of our family and he's so cute. But anyways, I've just been, let's see, what have I been doing? I've been working, that's it. I've literally been working. So now I have a list of weird shit that has happened with customers and things that you wouldn't expect, weird things that have happened at work and things that have just really confused me, honestly, just because people are so weird. But yeah, I think we'll get into it. I keep playing with my hair. I'm sorry. I can't even get it right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start off by saying that I work at a shoe store, and you know, when I first started working here, I was like, oh, like it's gonna be fine, like there's not gonna be messes, like it's just boxes, but it gets really bad. And especially with like back to school coming up, it's gonna be horrible, like really, really bad. I'm getting stressed already. Which one do I start with? I literally, like, I have this whole list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 things that I have gotten complaints or like just weird shit that has happened to me. So I think I'll start off with saying that, so we're kind of a discount shoe store, so we'll have like, we have Nikes, Adidas, Converse, Vans, stuff like that, but we have them at like a cheaper price just because that's the way our store works for whatever reason. And so we also have like a really, really big theft issue in our mall. And so we have one shoe in the box and then we have the left shoes in the back room, just like so people won't try to steal them, or they'll like take their old shoes off and put the new shoes on and just walk out. We've had so many instances of that happening. So, you know, we got to be precautious for whatever reason, just because people are assholes. And then like, I will go up to people and like, they'll start searching every single box. Like, be like, oh, there's only one shoe, it's the display, which that kind of makes sense. And then they're like, oh, it's not the display. So they'll start opening every single box that will have one shoe in it. And they're like, why do all these only have one shoe? Like, I don't know, we have a pirate that robs our store or something, but like, why did it take you 15 boxes to figure out that there's only one shoe in every box? Like, I just don't understand where that comes from. Let's get you up here. Hi, buddy. Say hi. He's so cute, guys. He is literally so cute, even though he wants to kill me. All right, you can lay down right here. So, this was maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. I had, well, not me, it was my manager. She had this customer who came in, and he was like doing like what I just said, like opening every shoe box, making sure there's only one, blah, 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 blah. We thought he was like someone from like corporate or like a district manager that we didn't know about, or like someone that we should like respect or something, I guess. But he started going through the shoes and she's like, oh, can I help you like find anything? And he's like, yeah, all of these only have one shoe in them. And she's like, well, yeah, so we do that for security, you know, theft reasons, blah, blah, blah. And he starts getting like really angry with her. And he's like, well, I'm gonna go to a store that fucking trusts me. And she's just like, I don't know what to do for you. Like, it's not that we don't trust you, it's everybody else who has ruined it for you. Like, it's not you personally, like, don't take it personally. And then he just got really angry, threw the boxes on the floor and left. Like, okay. And let's say, so the customer has already found their shoe and they're like getting ready to check out or whatever. We have like a small little candy section for whatever reason. I don't know why, we're a shoe store, but we have like M&Ms, we have ring pops, just like all these little candies or whatever. And they're like, is the candy free if we buy a shoe? Like, do you not see the price on the back of, like, we have our own barcodes that we put on the back of them that says the price of them. Like, why would you get it for free? Like, I know our candy is like outrageously expensive. Like, it's ridiculously expensive. Like, do not buy candy from our store, honestly. We have the baby bottle pops that like you used to eat when you were a kid or whatever, that's like full of sugar, and they're like $3 or like $2.50 or something like that, and it's ridiculous. So like, I understand why they would want it for free, but like, if it has a price tag on it, obviously it's not free. So that rant's over. Okay. And then so obviously we have to have like a display for all of our shoes, like to show the shoes, right? So we'll have like whatever shoe on display, and like they'll grab it, they'll be like, oh, do we get it for cheaper because it's the display? And I'm like, oh, well, like, is there something wrong with it? Like, is there a stain on it or something? And they're like, no, but it's the display. Like, if there's nothing wrong with it, you're not gonna get a discount. I'm sorry, that's not how this works. Like, there was one shoe where it was like an all white, I think it was a Reebok shoe. It was an all white Reebok, and there had been like, there was some like yellow stain on it. There's a pretzel store next door that will handle like pretzels and cheese or whatever. And I guess some kid with like cheese on his fingers like went and touched the shoe and it got some yellow on it. And like, obviously it's not gonna come off very quickly. And so, yeah, obviously we'll give you like a $5 discount or something. But like, if the shoe is in perfect condition and like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it and you're like nitpicking to find a reason, like, you're not gonna get a discount, I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, and speaking of displays, we had a lady, so we call them mall walkers, but they'll come in, like our mall, the doors open at 7 a.m. so people can just like walk around the mall. It's usually like a lot of old people, like if they don't want to walk around the park, they'll just, or if it's wintertime, like they'll walk around the mall so they can still get their exercise in and whatever, which is fine. But like we had one lady, we opened up at 10. And like, we opened up the gate and she came in and she was like, oh, can I speak to your general manager? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And like, I call my manager up there or whatever. And then she's like, I just have a suggestion for you. And Jennifer was like, oh, okay. Like, what is it? And she's like, well, instead of your employees just standing around, you should have them wear your shoes and stand in the window to be a live model. And she was dead ass serious about this. She was like, you should really do this. Like, it's great marketing, like blah, 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 like really selling her point. And then she just walked out. And I'm like, what? Like, me and Jennifer, we looked at each other and we're just like, what the hell just happened? Because like, you don't just come in, don't even like look at a shoe or like pretend to be interested in a shoe. Like, you just walk in, ask for her, tell her that, and then leave. All right. Next point. So on Sundays, like most stores will close early, and like a lot of stores are even closed on Sundays, like, you know, Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A, which should really be open on Sunday. Another point. But like, you know, most stores close at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock just because like it's Sunday and that's what happens. Like, unless you're Walmart and you don't close, like you close early on Sunday. It's just the thing. And so we had this couple come in and it was like 5:50 or something. It was a Sunday, obviously. And I was like, oh, just so you guys know, we close in 10 minutes. And he's like, oh, well, that's weird. Why are you guys closing? And I'm like, oh, well, it's Sunday. Like, you know, our hours are from like 12 to 6. And he's like, well, isn't that a little early for your store to be closing? Like, people shop until like 10 o'clock. You should really stay open later. And like, I didn't know what to say because it's the mall's rules. Like, we don't get to decide our hours, the mall does. So like, what I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, like I'll tell the mall management that there's one customer that wants us to stay open until 10 o'clock on Sunday. Like, we're only open till 9 o'clock, like on regular days. Like, why would we stay open till 10 on a Sunday? Next one, I had a customer that was gonna buy some Adidas. He got in the shoe, like he didn't cause us any problems or anything. And I was like, oh, did you find everything okay? He's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the back and get your left shoe. And he's like, okay, that's fine. So I go back, I get the shoe, and then I come back up to the register. And I was like, oh, like your total is, I think it was $52.99 or something. I was like, oh, your total is $52.99. And he's like, okay, and then like hands me his phone, and I'm like, what are you doing? And like I see this text message of like a card number written out with somebody's name and the CVV, expiration date, all that. And he's like, do you accept this? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, why not? It has all the card's information. I'm like, well, we need the physical card in order to process it. He's like, well, I know there's a way to enter it manually. And I'm like, no, there's not. Or at least, like, I don't think there is. Like, nobody has shown me a way to do that because, like, our company's been having, like, a lot of fraud issues with that stuff because some stores have been accepting it. And I was like, no, unfortunately, like, we can't do that. And I was like, if you want to come back, like, with your card another day, like, we'll hold the shoes for you or, like, whatever, because I know it's the last size of that shoe. And he's like, no, thank you. And, like, he just left. And I'm like, okay. Like, I think that was probably the weirdest interaction I've ever had with a customer. So I think my last few points kind of all merge together eventually. But so we'll have like right now, well, not right now, like last week or a couple weeks ago, we had a bunch of hanging sandals where they were like different flip-flops and they're like really cheap. And like it's like the same one, but it's like different colors. Like, you know how the Old Navy does like the dollar sale with like all these generic ass flip-flops? It's kind of like that. We do a sale, it's called the red dot sale, where things are like 50% off of the orange sticker or whatever. And so, but it's only certain ones. Like it'll print out a list at the beginning of the sale of what is on this list, and we're only supposed to mark those. And we had these like off-brand Birkenstocks, and there were different colors. There was red, white, blue, and a couple of other colors that I think we only had online. But only the red and the blue were on it. The white was not on it. And so I literally got into an argument with a customer because she grabbed all of them, the red, white, and blue. And she was like, oh, so it's 50% off this price. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's like, well, the white one doesn't have a tag. I'm like, okay, well, unfortunately, like that one's not on it. And she's like, well, it's the same shoe. And I'm like, no, it's not the same shoe. And she's like, yes, it is. It's the same exact shoe. I'm like, no, this is red. This is blue. This is white. It's not the same shoe. She's like, well, I want to speak to your manager. And I'm like, well, I'm the manager on duty right now, ma'am. And I unfortunately cannot give you this at half price because it is not on the sale. And she literally got so mad. She like grabbed her kid by the arm and started pulling him out of the store and just left. And then we also, because we had a big poster in our window that had like, you know, red dot, 50% off, select styles, blah, 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 limited time only. And we had shoes in the window, obviously, that were on that sale. And then I had a customer come in, and we have these like sale stickers that we put on. Like, so we have like these red circle dots that say 50% off. And then when things get marked down, cheaper or whatever, we'll have like an orange sticker on them. That'll be like $59.98 or whatever the price is. And I had a customer and she brought up like all these gym shoes. It was like 3 Nikes, 2 Adidas, and a pair of Converse or something. And she's like, these are all 50% off, right? And I'm like, no, ma'am, unfortunately, like it's only the stuff that's marked with a red dot. And she's like, well, this isn't a red dot. I'm like, no, ma'am, that's an orange markdown. And she's like, well, that's not right. I'm like, no. And I pulled, like, I was next to the register with the drawer, and I'm like, this is the 50% off tag. And she's like, well, that's just not right. That's ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. Starts going on this huge tangent. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but like, if you have a problem, like, you can take it up with corporate, like, and they might be able to help you some. But unfortunately, like, at the store level, I can't do anything. And then she got mad, and she called corporate. And I never heard anything else after that. Okay. Last and final point. So with the red dot sale, like it was only going on until I think July 6th or July 7th or something. And like this lady came in on Saturday and she like bought a bunch of them. She's like, oh, I'm bringing my daughter. This is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, the sale ends tomorrow, so you're going to have to like come tomorrow. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, Sunday rolls around and like we took off all the tickets or whatever, closed the store, and then it's like, it's Monday morning. And like we have our new sale starting, like we're trying to get all of that together, blah, blah, blah. She's the first customer in the door with her daughter. And she's like, these are 50% off, right? And I'm like, no, unfortunately, like that sale ended at midnight last night. Like, we can't do anything. And she's like, well, I need it extended. And I'm like, ma'am, I told you on Saturday, like, we cannot extend the sale. Like, it's not our choice. Like, it's corporate, blah, 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 blah. And to say the least, I got yelled at again and blah, 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 blah. And my manager's like, oh, well, we should honor it. I'm like, no, she doesn't get what she wants. Like, she doesn't work here. That's not how that works. And it didn't really help that the lady didn't speak very good English, so she wasn't, like, understanding. And, like, her son was, like, translating for her, and it was just a big mess. So, yeah. All right, so that is the end of my list that I have so far after working a year and a half at the shoe store. And that's just from the shoe store. That's, like, not from any of my other jobs at all. It's just the one store. But I could probably come up with some more if I really tried, but to be honest, I didn't. So yeah, if you like this video, let me know. Like, I'll probably try to do some more horror stories. I know I was planning to do, like, at Kingdom Hearts, like, video game replay something and then cry at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 again. I don't know. I haven't really decided. And yeah, if you have any other horror stories or anything you want to tell me, I'll have my comments on, or you can, like, I don't know. Let's see. What was I gonna say? You know, or you can, like, put it on my Facebook page, Instagram, whatever other social media list. I don't even remember now, but I did get my own Facebook page, even though I don't post anything. But yeah, so I'll have all those links in the description below, and hopefully I'll make a video in less than 6 months this time. Oh my god, I'm so dumb.